Hey everybody, it's HaloMan27, and I am back for episode 2 of Kirby's Dream Collection, or episode 1 if you are watching Kirby's Adventure. This is a game that was made for the Nintendo Entertainment System, I believe. Get out of here, Wii menu. I didn't ask for this. I didn't ask for that cutscene either. It was later remade on the Game Boy Advance into Kirby's Nightmare in Dreamland, which was my first Let's Play. Fun fact, so I'm going back to my roots as a Let's Player, which I know I mentioned in the previous episode of Dream Collection, if you watched that. But regardless, getting started, here we have some crazy fun stuff. Well, sort of. As you can see, in this game, it introduces copy powers, which is kind of cool. Unfortunately, most of the powers don't have a cosmetic change, so the only way to tell that you have a lot of the powers is to look in the bottom, which is really not that big of a hassle. I'm just overly spoiled by the fact that I've gotten used to Nightmare in Dreamland, considering I played that game before I played this game, and I actually want to get rid of the firepower that I just got, because if we go down here and catch that guy before he commits suicide off the bottom of the screen, we have UFO power. It is a hidden power in this stage, which is kind of cool, if you ask Moy, being Moy. That's not even a thing that makes sense. It's like almost the French word, but not actually. You guys know. Okay, Waddle Dee almost just hit me. I would have been very kind of saddened. Then again, I think I already ran into one. Here's the little minigame that you play after each stage. If you don't suck like I did, and you make it up to number 1, you get a 1-up, which is pretty awesome. Here we actually have a special little room. This is Crane Fever. The Kirby in the back is worth 1 life. The large Kirby is worth 2, except you need to be pretty accurate, and I was not just now. So I will probably have him get dropped, or not. That is awesome. And now I could go for the small one, or I could risk it all. Risking is, well, not always a good plan, but I'm feeling confident. I think I got this. Come on. Aww. I tried so hard. Oh well. 2 lives for the big one, 1 life for the small one. And 2 up, I will allow it. That brings us to 6 lives. Stage 2! What do you got for me? Okay. Apparently nothing. That is... oh, Beam. Beam Kirby! Which is like the only ability I've used, but that is okay. Actually, I'll get rid of it and I'll show off Cutter Kirby! Boomerang Master! Fun fact! If you see the Warp Star and then go back to the left and come back, the Warp Star will disappear. And if you head over this way, what is this? It's the secret Howl Room. The Howl Room is in a number of Kirby games. I think this is the first time it ever appears, though. But it's kind of neat. And then once you return over this way, the Warp Star has come back. Warp Star! And away we go. I'm not going to go over the powers and stuff too much, because for the most part, they're pretty straightforward. If you see the enemy doing something, you basically just copy what the enemy does. That's, I don't know, it's kind of really simple, which I guess there's no problem with that, considering Kirby is, it's a simple game. It's not setting out to be some overly complex thing, but either way, beat up that guy, suck in this, and as you can see, we have the crash ability. In the bottom right of the screen, you can see that there's a flashing star with the number 1 beside it. That is how many times we can use this ability. Or at least I believe it is. Hopefully I'm not just a stupid tard. That only applies to some abilities, though. I believe the abilities are Crash, Microphone, and Light in this game. Don't quote me on that. I needed that shock man. Sparky boom man. Or I could have had the beam. But oh well. Sparky boom man. And get a maximum tomato, because I'm going to see how long I can go without dying. Hopefully it's like forever. Place your bets now. Don't actually, I'll probably mess up and die this episode, because I'm really bad. Here we have a widely known ability, Sword Kirby. As you could see, but can't anymore because I completed the stage. He carries around a little sword, so it's a slight cosmetic change, but there's no, like, super major ones aside from the obvious UFO that we had before. Yeah. For the most part, since it is a Kirby game, and we are in World 1, of all things, it is rather straightforward. Like, then again, the Kirby game is straightforward to begin with, like the entire thing. But there are no secrets this early on in the game. Later on, there will be hidden things that are required for 100%, and I will be getting those, but for now, there is none of those such things that we have to worry about. So we just need to Fireball, which got renamed to Burning in the later on Kirby games, if I recall correctly. Fireball through our enemies and through the stage. Fireball is one of the more useful of abilities, because it lets you, like, travel super fast and deal damage to things, and it's just all around good times. Isn't that right, Spark Man, who almost hit me but somehow didn't, and it really confused me. Like, wow. Oh man, Fire Sniper almost got me there too. I am having some form of luck right now, I would say. Hopefully it continues to keep up. I would say it did, because that's a number 1. And then he dances! Ding! And we get a 1-up for our... Well, it wasn't really troubles, because the minigame is at the end of everything. But here we have a museum. In the museum, you get free powers. We will get more of these museums later, but they basically let you get powers outside of stages, and it's super handy if you don't have one. Obviously, I do. I have Fireball, which I was just using a moment ago, and I just derped and almost lost. But I plan to keep it, because up here, we have this gent who totally hit me already, and I hurt him, but not enough, and that makes me sad. Come here, Ice Block! Pew pew! And now we eat him. I do not know the names of enemies, unfortunately. I wish I did, but I know nothing. Jon Snow. Get it? So funny. No, I've not actually watched all of Game of Thrones. I've only watched the first season. I'm planning on watching more later on. But for now, I know nothing except for that joke. I know the you-know-nothing Jon Snow joke. And that's all that matters. If you don't know what Game of Thrones is, you're probably too young. You shouldn't watch it. No one watched Game of Thrones. That's a lie. It's pretty good, but it is for an older audience. Also, we got another new power. This one is Needle. It's pretty cool. You can, like, not do half the stuff you get to do with it later on. So I'm just gonna eat my words over here, even though I never really had a chance to say them before eating them. Darn. What you doing, Meta Knight? Oh, thanks! He gave us a thing that I believe is called Hyper Candy, but I'm probably just making that up and don't actually know anything. And slow down for some reason. Don't do this to me! But it's okay, we did it! We beat the stage! And I got worse at this minigame! My luck has run out! Unfortunately. But that's okay, because World 1, or Level 1, is very, very short. So here, we have the first boss! It's Wispy Woods! How will we defeat this fierce foe? Will we do this? Will he even attack? No, he will not! Well, I would be crying too if I was that easy of a boss. But we've done it! We collected a piece of the Star Rod, and now he dances! Ding! I love Kirby. Kirby's a great game. The remake of this, Nightmare in Dreamland, is probably my favorite Kirby game. Kirby 64 is also really good. Actually, all the Kirby games are just really good. But, okay, well, I are totally smart. But it's okay, because there's a healing item in here. Come here, healing item. Come here, Parasol Man. If an enemy that would normally give you a power is carrying a parasol, the parasol will actually overwrite the power that they would have given you. The parasol, as you can see, has another cosmetic change. It allows you to float downwards and block things that are falling from above you. This is what I meant by float downwards, and that's what I meant by run into everything, because I'm bad. Well, while I was saying I ran into everything because I'm bad, I ran into more things because I'm bad. I guess it makes sense. I'll just let that go. Parasol, you've come back to me. You do care. Except, probably not. Oh, well, that worked out considerably better than I expected it to. I thought I was about to take damage, and then I somehow pulled off something amazing and didn't take any damage. Greetings, Tornado Man. You're a Tornado Man. This is Tornado Kirby, as you would expect from me calling him Tornado Man. It's pretty simple. If you hold the attack button, you will fly higher, and if you let go, you will descend, all while moving to the side at a rather rapid velocity. Up here, though, we have our first instance of a minigame. This is Egg Catcher. In this minigame, you want to catch eggs. You hold A to open your mouth, and you don't eat bombs, because bombs are sadness. And you don't want sadness in your life. You want to be pleased. And I did not do well enough to get a 1-up. But I did finish the stage, which is good, because I usually screw it up, and that is unfortunate. Let's go, level 2. What do you have for me? We have time. This enemy is kind of disappointing to me, because if I hadn't just killed him just now, he would be like throwing stars and stuff at me, and it convinced me that he would actually give me a power, and he didn't actually, and I was disappointed. You can do a slide attack, which I failed to mention before, and you can eat needle and totally get that, because it's super handy. And Warp Star! Whew. Where are you taking me, Warp Star? Oh ho! To fight an enemy! Are you? I'll actually get sword for this. I would much prefer that over spike. Or whatever it's actually called. I see how it is. Wheelman. Wheelman. I did not do half as much damage to you as I expected. And then I didn't jump. My plan was flawed. And you took advantage of that fact. Pretty much any time you fight the wheel mini-boss, it's a good idea to get wheel, because it'll basically help you out for the level that's about to happen. So, that's just my little piece of advice, if you want to heed it. Heed my warning. But, another stage down. These are just like, whoa, and another top of the morning to you. What? We're in space! Space! But, actually, let's play the crane minigame. Why not? Crane fever. Come on, let's get us some fancy lives. You, sir, are going in the bucket. Come on. We got this. No! It makes me sad that I'm not good at things. But I'll be good at things this time! Haha. You will be mine. Basically, if it's held like that, it means you did it perfectly and will automatically bring it all the way back, which is convenient. I did not do that both times, but 2 up anyway, so mission accomplished. That's as much as I would have gotten had I just gone for 2 of the small ones. But I think that's level 2. I think we will head into level 2, stage 3 in the next episode. So this has been Halo Man 27. Thank you all for watching. Goodbye, everybody.